Morning. It is Monday, March 4th, 2024, 7:59 p.m. a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Here we are. It is a beautiful morning. And here comes Stacy. How are you doing this morning? And right behind you comes Lynn. Good morning, wonderful ladies. How are you guys feeling today? I am feeling, hello Trivoli, I'm feeling amazing, beautiful, and spectacular. What about you? Remember, good morning Lisa. How was greeting to self this morning? Thank you, Stace, for that. I just pinned the statement. Thank you, Stacy. The morning. You greet yourself in the morning. I know we practiced that for years and years, especially when we were out in the garden in the older days in the summer. And we always said, we greet ourselves in the morning. Hello, you amazing creature, you beautiful, stunning woman, man, whatever you are in the morning. You see it, you feel it, no, you don't see it, no, but you think it. And that's what is important, because you know when you wake up in the morning, when it aches, remember that body's been lying maybe for a few hours in the same position. And it doesn't like to lie. Our body loves moving. So it moves and it feels good. But when we lie there for 7-8 hours, sometimes it comes out and it's on tippy-toeing all the way around the house for a couple of hours until we get it in its way it is supposed to be. So that's one of the things we have today. So anyway, our morning blessing is called Confrontation. Monday, and you're starting me with confrontation. Tessa, you make my morning every single day best vitamin. Thank you. That's the entire idea, and you're feeling amazing. How are you doing? I am feeling fabulous. I had an amazing weekend. What did I do? Here you go. I made Saturday. What did I do? Anyway, we're not going back to Saturday. I can't remember what I did. I think I spoke to my brothers and sister and nieces and nephew. And then yesterday I made brunch with Kylie for me, a protein brunch with cheese and eggs, which Kylie cannot have. So she was just helping me along. When I said a bowl, she said, it's a plate. So, it's a little bit of spending time with her so that she just gets you don't know it, because everybody grows so fast. Good morning, Nancy. How are you feeling this morning? And you lose touch with those that come in your life and they disappear. Children grow up, and grandchildren is even faster. So hello, Lisa. How are you this wonderful morning? Oh, it's lovely to see you today. That means it's lovely to see all of you. How are you guys feeling? If you're feeling good, do it. So our morning blessing is on confrontation. And somebody said to me, you have this morning blessing. It's not a blessing. I said I wasn't the Pope. So I'm not going around blessing you. A blessing is a gift. Something that you get that will enhance you. Something that you receive that will make you stop in the moment and think, is this going to help me? That's a blessing. It doesn't have to be pontificating with the Pope or a preacher, or a rabbi, or an imam, just name them. A blessing is something, it's a gift. And I bring gifts of words. Maybe it's how I feel about it, and maybe it's not going to be good for everybody. And even all what I say in half an hour is not expected to be every single syllable is going to be good for you. Or you're back home after being in Florida. You had an amazing time. This is amazing. And it's not about everything I say is going to be what you need to hear. Good morning, Kimberly. How are you feeling today? It's not. Some of it, hello, Peter. And how are you feeling on this bright, sunny evening in Malaysia? Yeah, so it is part of what I say. And if you spend just enough time, you are going to get just enough that you need. And it's up to you to take this with you. If something tickles you, then you have to ask yourself, why is this thing tickling me? What did Tessa-Marie say? This one phrase, it means something to you. Good morning, Yuko. How are you feeling today? It's one phrase, and you take that phrase and you capture it and you use it. and you think about it and you see how it affects you. I came across a phrase and on the weekend, and I did a reel about it, and the phrase was, do not ask a sparrow how high an eagle soars, because the sparrow has small, what did they say, small wings, and it's not able to share with you what is happening in the life of the eagle. Go to the eagle and ask the eagle what it is I can do to soar like you. I had that situation happen to me, and that's how I met Yuko. I asked someone how to do something. I've told you guys about it, and I didn't know until this weekend. And then I look at the person and I realized, yeah, good morning, Loretta, how are you feeling today? She couldn't help me, because what I was asking of her was the action of an eagle, and she was a sparrow. There is no way she's going to explain to me how high an eagle can soar. So many times when you ask somebody for help, advice, or what is usually help or advice, and they dismiss you, do not take it personally. Realize they just cannot do it. They don't know how to share. And they don't know how to give a little bit of what they know, and maybe you can pull on it. Because you see, nowadays, remember when penicillin was new, how it was administered? Nowadays, you have a patch. Nowadays, you have it. Your phone can give it to you. That's how amazing it has become. So when you ask for help, and the person tells you you'll figure it out yourself, or I don't know enough to teach you, or in other words, what they're saying, I don't have enough to give you. All I have is for myself. Because my granddaughter reminds me that I'm 77 every morning, and one of the things I have to remember is that in those years I have observed and learned. And when you ask somebody, may I have some of this? And they said, I don't have enough to give. Just listen to those words. They're limiting themselves. When somebody asks you to borrow some money, you say, I don't have to give you. You have. So just say, the money I have is allocated for something else. But when you say, I do not have to give you, you're limiting yourself. But anyway, that's not our topic for today. But because it was something that came on the weekend, as you know, my brain never stops. Good morning, Jean. How are you this morning? I have to ask my brain to go to sleep. I have to say, we need to sleep. You have to shut up. If I don't do this, it will tell me a whole new story about what's going on somewhere. But anyway, we're talking about confrontation this morning. It is always there. The choice is always ours if we desire to take it on. Before choosing to engage, treat what is confrontational like a fire. You will do anything in your power to put it off. Right? Why is it different in a verbal confrontation? Why? We have to treat a confrontation as a fire. Why do we give it so much anger, which is fuel? Would you pour gasoline on fire? No, you would not. So why do you engage in confronting someone else, someone? Why? So the thing about it is, confrontation, and a person who is confrontational, you can feel them 100 yards away. You know when they see you, they are angry. They're ready to confront you. So you have to choose to make a decision. You have to make a decision in the moment. Is this going to benefit me? Now, in order to do that, we have to be in the moment. Many times we are here, but we are not present. Present is a moment by moment, a nanosecond by a nanosecond. It's not easy to stay present, to be in the moment. It is challenging. And that is why it is worth doing. Anything that's worth having or doing to win. Winning is to feel your best. You must do it. And that is why you have to choose how you respond to these things. When I ask people to stop it, confrontational situation, I said, you can smell it. You can feel it in their energy. You know it's coming your way. You know that person, the sight of you is just enraging them. And there isn't anything you can do about it. This is what I get for an answer. Well, Tessa-Marie, at the time they're bothering me. They're getting under my nerves. Or what they're doing or saying or acting out is just aggravating me. Wow. They're getting under your nerve because you allow them to. They're bothering you because you're seeing them and letting the outside of you bother you. You're not seeing them inside of you. They're not digging into your stomach. They're not tearing your heart apart. They're outside of you. And you take what they say, what they think, what they do, and you let it affect you in the moment. My father used to say, when people would say, people are always talking about you, Mr. Shillingford, he used to say, you know what, when they stop doing this, I'm going to be so worried because that means I'm not doing as well as I'm supposed to do. And that was how he saw it. So he never took it seriously. They only talk about you if you're worthy to be spoken about, and you have to take it as a compliment. Yuko did it to me the other day, a few months ago. She said, oh, Tessa, we have made it. I said, we have made what, Yuko? She said, we have haters. It is so important when you have haters. That means you have made it. And I'm going, really? Okay. And I said, yeah, I got it. Yuko, yeah, we have haters. But the thing is that Loretta was talking to me about something, and she knows me longer than I know her. So she always saw me growing up as a young person like her, but I didn't know her as a friend. She married my cousin, and that's how we got to be friends. And she said, but it always was like that for you guys. People couldn't stop tearing at you guys growing up, or your parents, or what they did. So she said, you think it will change? It won't change. That's what she said. It's not going to change. Because it's like you're there, you're visible. It doesn't, you do. Once she said to me, if you put an outfit made out of brown jute or crocus, she said it would still fit you. And that is why you have to realize your energy comes out of that, even if you were covered in a bag. So somebody, and then I wrote, remember, the person has been planning the attack much longer than you think. And it's not that you did anything. You have to remember that. They have been planning the attack, and it could be your energy, your aroma. You know what? If you ever pass somewhere and you feel something just pass by you, and you're going, whoa, that feels good. And you cannot look to see what it is. It could have been the sun that just kissed you. It had been the wind that decided it wanted to caress your hair and blow in your hair, but you felt good. It might have been the coolness of a cold winter morning, and it just sent a feeling of satisfaction and joy through you. That's the energy. So sometimes you're standing right there, and that person has passed by you. And if you weren't careful, the anger and the animosity they feel for you, and they do not know you, would topple you over. That is how vicious it can be. The person who doesn't like you because of your complexion, your religion, your race, your color of the eye, they will tell you that. The person that doesn't like you because you're left-handed, they have a reason for all of that. And it has nothing to do with you being left-handed or you have green hazel eyes. But what it has to do with, remember, I said, they have been planning the attack much longer than you think. The hate, the anger they feel about you, about themselves, is coming at you. So, you can make a choice when you meet these people. You may or may not get engaged with them. But when you tell me, Tessa-Marie, I need to respond, need is must do. Choice is I may or may not choose. Instead, choose not to engage with them. But if you say you need to, then that's when you're putting yourself in the fire. That's when you're pouring gasoline on the fire. But if you have decided, it's a choice. So you say to me, Tessa-Marie, I need to make a choice whether I am going to interact with these people, engage with them or not. Because remember, the person has been planning the attack much longer than you think. The anger they feel about themselves is coming at you. It has nothing to do with you. Regretting previous decisions they made is the reason you represent what they seek. So they are angering and angering and angering over and over again. They themselves become a mass of anger. Regretting previous decisions they made is the reason, and you represent that. So they're regretting the previous decisions. They're dragging it from the past into the future. And that's the reason. And then you represent what they seek. They cannot put the work or the passion into it, so they will destroy it. So they know you represent success, or you represent glory, attitude of joy, even when there is a disaster, even when there is something bad. They'll say to you, what is so good about the day? When you say good morning, it's snowing outside. What is so good about it's 90 degrees outside? There is never a satisfaction level. And that is why they always have to take it down. So it's nothing to do with you. It all has to do with them. They're regretting their previous decision. They made, and that is their reason. That's why they're behaving like that. And you represent what they seek. What you are, who you are, what you do, how you think, the mere essence of your energy. They will tell you, I wish I had a lot of money. As you do. Sometimes you haven't any money. Just ask Loretta and I, saving $1.87 every 2 weeks. That's my root as a woman, as a married woman. That is not my childhood root. That belonged to my parents. But $1.87 and buying a dozen corn and splitting it, and going to the butcher and choosing a roast and have him cut it and divide it into and wrap it again. That's my root. Choosing to learn how to can and how to freeze vegetables and how to make things I never had to do as a young woman in my parents' house, but I'm no longer there. So would I resent? No, I learned. And when I learned, I taught others how to do it. But they don't see that. As I said, you represent what they see. They cannot put the work or the passion into it, so they will destroy it. They see you as the beaver in the river. You are the one that is causing all this disaster in their life. If you weren't who you were, they would be fine. That's what they're saying to themselves. If she just wasn't like that, I would be able to shine. But no, you cannot shine because you're taking me and you're putting me in your light. You are the one pulling me and covering yourself. You are the one that is choosing to be confrontational. If I say it's a beautiful day, you're going to say, what is so beautiful about it? If I turn around and I turn to someone and I say, oh, you're stunning. I don't think so. You like that dress? I don't like that dress. You know how many times I've heard that? Not me wearing it. I say, oh, I love your outfit. They cannot give a compliment because they do not know how to receive it. They do not believe they're worthy. So when somebody does not say thank you, it's because they will never give so you can say thank you. So they will find ways to confront you. They will disagree with everything they do. But again, you have to choose. You do not go towards a blade of a knife. Somebody's holding the handle of that knife. Who is going to rush? Isn't there a song when people rush, your wise men fail to tread? Do not go there. Use your wisdom. Breathe in the moment. Choose to fight another day. The person that phones you and asks you a question that is going to cause you to go down the barrel with them or go down through the rabbit hole, they prepared that question they haven't slept because of that. They can't wait for morning. So let us look at a situation that can cause customer service. You are dealing with a company and you realize that they're gouging you, they're doing certain things. You call and you're angry and you're fighting with them, and eventually, because you're good at it and you push, they relent and they give you what you desire. Okay. But you know it's going to happen again. So fine, sit down instead and say, okay, I'm going to pay this, but they will no longer get my business. They feel it more. They feel this more. You remember that. Make a choice and you say, I'm not going to ever do business with them. You don't have to even tell them that. You don't have to do that. Like, I was talking to somebody and the woman said to me, well, you know, my thing with this system I have there, this smart home or whatever it is. And she said, you need to understand. And she told me that. And here comes the word need. I said, really? She said, yeah. I said, oh, I need to understand what? And she started to explain how it worked and how technology works and all of that. I said, okay, great choice. I said, thank you for the explanation. I really needed to learn that. Yeah, I could tell you didn't know anything about technology. I said, yes. And you just keep talking. You keep talking. I said, I have a choice. I said, I can say, have a great day. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to tell you, thank you so much for the information you just gave me. Note to self. Then I take action to get another contract. Because you know, when you see, let me tell you how to choose a company to do business with. Hi Marina, how are you feeling this morning? The companies that are advertising over and over and over in all the airways and on whatever, hey, they need customers. And it's not because they want to spend millions and millions and millions of dollars to get new customers. They would rather keep the customers they have. So it's cheaper to keep you as a customer than to go and get more customers, new customers. So remember that. The person on the other side of the confrontation, if you make them believe that they're the smartest people since sliced bread, you usually can get them around. One of the things you have to say to them is that I get it. It's your job. You're trained for it. And therefore, I'm leaving it all to you. So because I handled it this way, then I got a phone call, another call. Oh, we have looked at this and that. We'll fix this. We'll do that. We'll change that. We'll do that. We'll lower your monthly price by this and all of these things. Only because I made her believe that she was the best thing. I could have fought with her. But sometimes you have to choose your battle. It's not every battle you have to win. There are other ways. Silence. When you are silent, you get peace. And then somebody else, because remember, every interaction we have nowadays is recorded. They will hear how they speak. They'll pull back. There's always a wiser person somewhere. So the confrontation, when it comes to you, remember, it's just something. I always remember, of course, I wasn't as wise as I was. I was a financial planner, yeah, and I came in on Christmas Eve at 8, and I was leaving at 11, and a young lady who was a teller shouted in a branch, loaded with customers trying to get everything before the branch closed on Christmas Eve at 1 or 2 or whatever. And she shouted right across the big branch, Tessa-Marie, you just came in and you're leaving again and you're going home. How come you can do that and I cannot leave? And I'm thinking, whoa, should I take that? I took it. So I took it and I said, you know what, Susie? Obviously in grade 11, I made some choices you didn't make. And after that, I kept making some choices you didn't make. Like 9 courses, 2 assignments, 9 4-hour exam, 2 25 single-space financial planning for a family. You know, Susie, that's what gives me the right to walk out here 3 hours after I come in. I took it. Maybe today I wouldn't, but then I took it because I was just so angry. So I let her affect me, and that was confrontational for the moment. The next day she apologized and told me I shouldn't have done that. She shouldn't have done that. And I said, yeah, and the thing is that I was stupid enough to take the bait. So I do apologize to you too. And sometimes, as I said, what you are is what they want. Susie wanted to be me, but Susie would not have taken the time to study as much as I studied to get where I desired to be. And you have to remember that has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with them. You are representing what it is they seek, that they know they cannot put the work or the passion into attaining. So they will make every effort to pull you down, to make you believe you're less than, you're not good enough, you're missing parts of you. You cannot speak English, you have an accent, you do not pronounce words properly. I don't know who decided RIGHT and WRITE should sound the same. I don't know. So then, if they decided that somewhere in the ethers and we never went and say why, and we're using it, why can you not pronounce how the hell you want to pronounce, and who do not get it, they don't get it. And that is what you have to remember. So every time they push you is because they see you as what it is they can't have. And they see you as the bloody beaver in the river. You are blocking them. That's what they believe. Because they do not have the confidence. They do not have the fortitude, the perseverance. They're not consistent. They start today, they die tomorrow. They do it today, they never do it tomorrow. There you are. You wake up every day at the same time and you get cracking to do what it is you desire to accomplish that day. And you keep feeding the plant and you're watering it. You save $1.87 every 2 weeks from $163 a week pay. You have all that. But all you can save is $1.87, but you keep saving that. And when you get a 25 cents raise, you just put it in. And one day, just one day, you look up and you're saving $80 a week. But hadn't you started with that? Good morning, Angelina. How are you feeling today? Hadn't you started with that $1.87, you would have never, ever get to $80 a week. When you think of it, in 1973, saving $80 a week, 1975, whatever, that is huge. But in 1969, it was $1.87 every week. It wasn't more than that. And nobody laughed at us. The lady at the credit union sat there and took her time to do it on 47 pages. And I sat there and I drank my soup, my chicken soup with a hot dog in it and a sandwich. That was my lunch. It took an hour for that little old lady. May her soul rest in peace. And I hope her bones are making wonderful music in heaven. And she took her time to fill out, cross all her T's. And can you imagine she's doing it? That was modern then. But I needed them to take that $1.87 from my paycheck every 2 weeks so that I have that money today. Because without it, I will not have a tree. I needed the flipping acorn. But nobody will put that passion. Nobody will go to a fabric store and pick up a piece of fabric and sew an outfit that night, stay up until 1 in the morning and do it and wear it the next day to go to work. No, they go exactly from work, paycheck in hand, to the store, buy a new outfit, put it on. The one they came to work with is in the bag. I sewed by hand. I did not have a sewing machine. But no, when I got a sewing machine, it was some young student that came to the office for the summer that said, I can let you borrow my machine. I said, I can't come for it. I do not have a car. And she sent it with her boyfriend. And then I bought a sewing machine for $111 and I had to pay $10 a month. But that's how it all started. How many of us will do the work that is necessary to get to where we desire to be? You need the passion. You need to put the work in. And they're not angry at you, they're angry at themselves. Because the confrontation is within themselves. You just happen to be the beaver in the river. They chose you to say that people like you stopped them. So that is something they're missing. So remember, you are not equipped to lead them. You cannot lead them. Do not grab them and think you can force them to drink water in the dirty river. They're not going to do that. You will look at a dirty water and you say, what can I do to boil it so I can figure how to eat it? You will look at something and you put the effort into figuring it out. They have not got that. They'll sit and they will blame the government for not giving them what they desire. They will blame, it doesn't matter which government is in power, they're going to find a fault of it. When they come to my door and they ask me to vote for them, I tell them, listen, I am interviewing you. What it is you're going to do different from this guy. You're telling me what is wrong with this person. Got it? Fine. I know all about that. But what are you going to do? The most valuable thing I have is my ex. That ex is the most valuable thing I have. And you want it. What are you going to give me if I give it to you? What are you going to do? So you see, you have to stand up and do the things. You want action, nobody's going to do it for you. Do not be your own beaver in your river. You have a right to vote. Put your backside out there and go to vote, especially you women. In America, black women got the right to vote 64 years ago, something like that. And you sit at home. Or a white woman, you sit at home. You were like a cow, a couch. They could hit you with a stick. And it was illegal. And you are staying home. And you better don't stay home. And don't get mad at the government, because if you allow it, they will do whatever they want. You do not have to fight them. You just have to vote. You don't have to attack that person. You just have to remind them that you decided to take some action to give you the life you have. You remember, you are not able to equip or lead them. You can't. Action for you is be silent, observe, be aware, and remember, it's their journey. It has nothing to do with you. Do not go in there fighting with these people to change their life. It is their journey. And the best way to deal with that type of confrontation is to be silent, observe, and be aware. And say no to self. When you see that type of energy coming towards you, or it has passed and it has left a volcano, an earthquake in its path, when you've seen this, note to self, I just experienced a very good, bad example. Are you with me on that? Because a very good, bad example is an example of how you should not behave. That's what it means. A very good, bad example. It becomes a teachable moment for you. You were just taught. In other words, you were just schooled. You know now how not to behave. And you can take it and you can give it to a person who's willing to absorb it. You see a friend heading south in a bad situation or making some choices that maybe will limit them later on. You can use that very bad example and say, remember this person? That's what they were doing. And here is where it took them. What about you? You can help them move, never become the beaver in their own river. But those who are confronting you every time for something, confrontation, anger, this, that, remember, it has nothing to do with you. All you represent is what it is they cannot accomplish, because they will not do the work, they do not have the passion, and therefore when they see you, they're angry, because that is how they feel. And they come to you with a bundle of regret. It has, again, nothing to do with you. So go back to the Kenny Rogers song, Choose to Walk Away. Go back to a very, very old movie, The Prisoner of Zenda. Jump in the river instead. Give yourself an opportunity to live, to fight another day, to not take them out. Take care. How are you doing on this absolutely amazing morning? It's a great day. Love you. I see all these wonderful statements. Thanks, Stacy, for the pin moment. Haters won't change haters won't come if you're staying too small. Is that what it is? You never told me that. I'm sharing this life to some new friends. I've needed this beautiful Monday. Thanks, Jen. I'm Jean. I'm happy you did. Writing in my goal setting journal about this. Thank you, Stacy. Let's see. Okay. You needed to hear that. I like haters. I like ladies' night. Somebody wants ladies' night. Oh, yeah. They say you're fabulous. Love you, babe. Thanks, Stacy. Why can't we all live in the present? Oh, Stacy, that is so difficult. Our brain goes and does its own thing. It's something that has to be harnessed. You have very amazing parents. You're perfect, great parenting. Yeah, I always say I'm the results of great parenting, man, but we had to work hard. You never saw parents that made you work so hard in your life. I had to be in the grocery store from 6 in the morning until 10 at night. I had to count bread. Oh, you have no idea. Work. Marina came in, good morning. And Kimberly, wonderful human being. Angelina, those beavers, right? Sometimes they're the one, hey fam. Angelina said, everybody, determined consistency. Thanks, amazing morning blessing. Thanks, Stace. Butterfly. Kimberly, heading to get a new tire this morning. I experienced horrible flat tire yesterday. Yeah, that happens. It's one of those things. That's why you always need a car maintenance account. We'll talk about that one day. All these accounts. We're having a sustainable financial plan seminar in April. I hope to see you guys there. And that is where you will learn. Angelina is feeling wonderful. Great start to another Monday. You look beautiful. Thank you, my dear Marina. Wonderful people. Have a great morning. And let me see all of you that are here with us today. Kimberly, Nancy, Stacy, Jean, Yuko, Angelina, Marina, Lisa, and Lynn. Thank you, amazing and wonderful human beings. It's been a lovely day. Do I have anything new today? Yeah, I have to get to understand my new camera I got for Christmas. I have to figure it out. So that's my big chore today. And of course, all the other things that I love to do. Have a great day. And remember, you represent what many people wish they had. You have to understand that they see you as taking away from them what they would normally get, although you haven't done anything to them. So remember, when they're nipping at your heel, they see you as the toe. They know they're not going to ever get to the toe. And that's how they see themselves, smaller. And because they sometimes see themselves smaller, they come with anger, no matter how much you love them. Have a great and wonderful day. See you later. Bye-bye, everybody.